You are the first caller and will be placed on hold until the next caller arrives.
Hi, Joan. How are you?
I'm hanging in there. How are you?
Very good. What can I do for you this evening?
Not a thing.
Yeah. Well, we're
But I, this is 4 weeks in a row. You got to be proud of me. I've had no problems.
well. That's good. Looks like we've got Carolyn coming in, so we'll get her in on the audio in just a second. Let's give her a second to come in. Hey, Carolyn. How are you doing? Hey, Carolyn. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
What have you got for us this evening? You're up next.
Can you work me through this signature again?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me explain what I got an email from somebody that I need to put my signature on service,
Okay.
and I'd like you just to be able to forward it back, send it right back to them.
Now, Carolyn's got a signature in her email. So when you hit a new message, your email pops up, and of course you have your signature that you have signed and created your actual written signature before. But are you asking how you get that actual picture file of your signature onto a Word document, or are we strictly talking about email?
Email.
Okay. Can we jump over and take a look at your screen?
Yeah, hold on a minute.
Okay. All right, you're going to see a message that pops up that says to make you the presenter and allow that, and also to give control of the keyboard and mouse to me.
You have been made the presenter. What do I say? Not yet?
Yes, no, you want to. We need you to be the presenter now.
Okay, so show my screen? Or?
Yes.
Okay, here we go.
Okay. And if,
Here's the form.
oh, yeah, and you want to be able to drop your signature into that form. I see. You okay. All right. All right, and you're in Mail right now. So what we need to do this is we need to pull this PDF file out of Mail and open it in Preview, then drop your signature in, and then email the file back again. So let's close this Vanderbilt. I'm going to close this right now, and you've got it open in the background here. So let me close that. All right. Now, in this email here, there's an attachment. So let's scroll down and see if we can find that attachment. This is it. Now, what I want to do is pull this to the desktop, because I can't just drop a signature into my email program like this. I need to be able to manipulate this PDF file. So I'm going to take this PDF and I'm going to drag a copy of it over to the desktop and drop it. All right?
Okay.
Now, I've got that over there. Now I'm done with email, so I'm going to close email. Give me a second, a little bit behind you here. And I'm going to close this window too, so we're working just with what we need. All right, now that PDF file is, we're going to double click that, and hopefully that's going to open up into Preview, and it does. Now, you and I know that you have created your signature in the past, but how do you get to it? That's the trick. In this little area right up here.
Go to Mail.
Well, no. We're talking about two different things here, Carolyn. First, your email has a signature in it at the very bottom when you write an email. But we're talking about signing a document. Signing a document is very different than this. So when you open, so what we did was we pulled the PDF file out of your email. Now we've opened it up in Preview. And I know it's in Preview because in the top left-hand corner it says Preview. So I'm in a PDF file. Now, you see this little pen right here? This is the annotation bar. And if I click that, I have the ability to show different variables. All right, see down here, I can circle things, I can draw lines, but signature, that's what I'm looking for. So signature. Yeah, so I'm going to click on signature, and hopefully it will show me some of the signatures that you've had in the past. Let me see if I can get it. There it is. Now, what I'm going to do is select that signature. Now, I've just selected it. Now, notice that your cursor is now an arrow, a little plus sign.
Right.
So, I'm assuming that... Yeah, so we're going to put it here. So I'm going to click and drag, and as I drag that, I can enlarge, increase, or decrease the size of that name exactly the way I want it. So
Can I write the date next to it? Just write it?
yes, you can, but you're going to use a different tool. You see, you've got all these different tools up here that allow you to do what's called annotate the PDF or alter, change, edit. It's all the same thing. So,
Right.
so just to kind of review what we've done so far, you take the PDF file, drag it out of your email program, leave it on the desktop, double click it so that it opens up in preview, and then from preview you can choose that signature. Now for anybody listening right now, Carolyn's already saved a signature into preview, and I won't go into that right now unless somebody asks about it later. But you click on that signature area, you've got your signature. Once you click on that, now you're ready to drag that around to whatever area you want to sign it in. You can increase or decrease the size of the signature. Like, I'm not happy with that. I want to decrease or increase it. So I can grab that corner and pull it around. But to add a date, to write something onto this, we're going to need a different tool. Let's try this tool, the letter A up here. If I click on that, let's see what happens. If I click down here, look, it says text. And I'm going to put in 4/21/2014. So you see what I did there, Carolyn?
Yeah, I got it.
I clicked on the A, and then I clicked on the area that I wanted to write the text, and you've just now officially signed that document.
Perfect. I got it now.
Okay.
I couldn't do it with the other way.
Yeah, when you're ready, then you need to email this back to whoever you need to send it to. So you'll drag that back into an email. All right?
And so how do I drag it back into an email?
If you open up your email, let me see, where's your email? All right, over here, and you go new message, and let's say you were going to send that to me. I'd say new message, and you type in Scotty, and there's one of my email addresses. And now you need to get that into here. Now there's a couple different ways to do it. The easiest way to do it is just to drag it from the desktop into the email itself. Or you could hit the attach button and choose desktop because that's where that file is currently. So this is another reason that I don't like to open my window up to the full size of the screen. I need to see the desktop sometimes. So if you minimize that, now I can get to both the PDF file and the body of the email, okay?
So drag it over there. Does it come up like a PDF file, or does it come up the whole page?
It can do, this is one of the most confusing things to people. When I drop it in here, let's see what happens. All right, it's displaying as an actual image, but people get so upset over this, and for really no reason. If you just do a right click, you can say, well, just view it as an icon. Okay, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
It's either you're gonna send it to me as a PDF file as an icon, or a PDF file as one large, image in place. It really does not matter. All right.
Okay, I got it.
All right.
Thank
We're gonna.
you.
Yep, no problem. We're gonna jump over to Daryl. You're next in line here. Daryl, what have you got for us this evening?
Hi, Scotty. On my launch pad, I have an icon of something that I deleted.
Oh. Yeah.
How do I get rid of it?
All right. So, are you absolutely sure that you have deleted it?
I am.
All right. If it's still showing up in Launchpad, then you probably can do one of two things. You might zap the parameter RAM, and we've talked about that before. Command Option PR. When you restart the computer, hold down the Command Option PR and give yourself 3 chimes. And after you've hit 3 chimes, that's basically going to reset things that are held in RAM. So zap the parameter RAM. That's Command Option PR. Listen for 3 chimes. The other thing that you might want to do is let's go look into the infamous hidden library folder, and let's see if there is a Launchpad plist file. I'm going to do it on mine right now. So I go to open up a Finder. I go into the word Go. In the menu bar, I hold down Option, and we've talked about this many times, so that's why I'm going a little bit faster. When I hold down Option, the hidden library shows up, so I'm going to select the hidden library. Now I'm going to go down to a couple places. I'm going to go to the Preferences file, and this is old hat to you, Daryl. You've heard me talk about this many times. And I want to see if there is a preference file associated to Launchpad. com.apple.launchpad. Let's see if it would be in here. EFGHIJKL. HIJKL. Doesn't look like there is a Launchpad preference file. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the by host prefs up here at the top, and I'm going to see if there is a com.apple.launchpad by host prefs. Because all this information is held in your preferences, and it should have overridden that, but it looks like it didn't. Launchpad's not there either. Let's go into the cache folder and let's see if there's a Launchpad cache folder. Let's see. Cache, a little higher up. Let's see if there's Launchpad. Don't see one in there. Don't see it in there. You know, I believe there's also a way to delete it right from Launchpad. I don't use Launchpad, but let's see if we can delete right from Launchpad. Let's see.
You won't right click.
Yeah, there you go.
You won't drag down.
Yeah. If you click and hold and then delete it from there, is that going to help you?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you can see my Launchpad when it opened up. But if you click and hold on the
Wait a
icon,
minute.
they shake just like iOS.
It looks like it'll drag down the launch to trash.
Yeah, or if you click and hold, it presents the X just like iOS, and then you can click off on it and kill it that way too.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to jump over to David, who's muted. David, are you with us this evening? If so, unmute yourself and be heard. Hey, David, how are you doing?
Hey, I'm just listening.
Okay.
Good.
Is this our old friend David?
Yeah.
David, how are you?
Good. How about you?
Very good. Very good. We're going to jump on to Chris. Chris, what's up?
Hey, Scotty, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hey, man, I just wanted to jump on, and I think we had an appointment tomorrow. I just wanted to kind of bring what my issue was to you. Maybe, I don't know, maybe you can solve this tonight. You know, years ago, you showed me this wonderful thing called GarageBand, and being able to do some preliminary recording to kind of do things later for some of the programs that I work with at my job. I did some audio, recorded some scenes. Actually, they're kind of little commercial spots for the big event that we've got coming up this Saturday called Bark in the Park. So all of you guys who got dogs that are listening, Roll Hill Saturday, 10 to 6, Bark in the Park. Be there. Yeah, man, so I went in and opened up. I had the guy who comes over and does the voice work for me come over and do it. And I recorded his voice, and then I had plans to go back later to add the music in behind it so that, you know, it turned into a nice little commercial. And several of the files that I opened up gave me the message, such and such, blah, 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 could not be found.
Yeah, the media's
And I generally save stuff like that to my desktop. And but the strange thing is, several of them did, but several of them, the stuff was right there for me.
Still played. In your users folder under music, there is going to be a GarageBand folder. And that GarageBand folder should have the contents of the how do I say it? The contents of that project. So if I right click on this GarageBand program and I go to show package contents, that should show me the media here, and in that I've got recording. Now I know I'm going pretty deep into this, but those recordings that you made, that's where those things are going to live. Now I'm going to go back one more time on that. In your users folder, under music, there's a GarageBand folder. That GarageBand folder has the multiple projects. Go ahead.
When you say users folder, Scotty, I have really just kind of fallen off since they upgraded the last thing. I don't see users.
Good. That's a good point. Notice over here on the left-hand column, now you know how to open a Finder window. You can use the Macintosh HD icon on your desktop, or you can use the Picasso happy face to open up Finder. But once you've got a Finder window open, over on the left-hand side, for most people, they have a house icon. That is your users folder. That users folder contains your pictures, your music folder, your all kinds of things. Now, if that's not there, if you don't see that, then one way you can get to it is go to the Finder, Preferences, and you can turn it on. So in the sidebar preferences, you can say, hey, I want to see my house, my users folder, and you can turn that on, and that would show up in the sidebar. One other way that you could get there would be under the word Go, and you could just go right to it from the home button, from the Go menu in the menu bar. But once you get there,
Okay.
you are in your house. You are in your file area. Your documents folder lives there. Your music folder with all the
I got
iTunes,
it.
your pictures folder. But one of the things is the music folder, and in that music folder is the GarageBand folder. Now, in the GarageBand folder, you're going to have projects, and you've done a lot of GarageBand work, so you're going to have multiple projects. When you click on one of those, don't double-click it. We're not trying to open up GarageBand. What we're trying to do is find the media that you recorded during that GarageBand session. So if you do a right-click on that GarageBand project, it's going to show you Show Package Contents. You select Show Package Contents, then it's going to...
Okay, now
Go ahead.
that's the problem because I clicked on the GarageBand folder.
Yeah.
And nothing is coming up out to the and that's something's going wrong here.
All right. Well, I know that we're going to be working together tomorrow, and I wanted to talk to you about the time because I've got like I've got kind of, you're in the middle of, I'm going to South Carolina and then up to Lake Norman. You're in the middle of that, so you and I will get together after the town hall, and I'll give you a call or something, and we'll work out the best time that'll be able to get it going. Because I think this is going to be a little bit longer than the time we had scheduled for. All right.
That's cool.
All right. Cool. One more plug for the one more
you
plug
to
for
jump
the
over and help somebody else and
cool. One more plug for the
Bark in the
dog.
Park 10th year. Bark in the Park 10th year out at Rural Hill, which is located in Huntersville off of Neck Road. Great event, man. About 15,000 people in there. Fed. You guys, if you've never been there, you love it. It's absolutely free. No charge for parking. No charge for entry. Have about 100 vendors who sell dog products and all sorts of weed. Come on out.
And that's Charlotte Mecklenburg Park and Recreation.
Mecklenburg County Parks and Recreation.
Yeah.
Natural place to.
All right, cool. There you go. All right. Well, we'll work on it. That's probably going to be something we're going to have to dig into and figure out what's going on with that. Do you have a backup?
Okay.
Do you have a backup?
The dreaded question is no. That's the dreaded question. And I should know better. I'm guilty.
All right,
Guilty.
we're going to hang up on Chris
Worst
right
case
now.
scenario, I have the guy come back and do it again.
Yeah, well, that might be worst case scenario because if you had that time machine back up and you can't find it, you might we would be able to recover that. But oh well.
Yeah.
All right, over to Natsuko. Natsuko, do you have any questions this evening? You're muted. She's the lurker. Any questions this evening? If you do, unmute and you'll join. Ah, yes, Natsuko. What's your question? She is silent. She is deathly silent. We were going to skip over her and we're going to go back. Well, we've hit everybody that's in here tonight. Anybody have any other questions? Want to jump in? Daryl, yes, take it.
Easy duplicate finder. Do you like that, or is there something else?
As far as duplicate files in your computer,
Yeah.
well, I really have to kind of take a deep breath before I answer this. And the reason I do is I feel comfortable with Duplicate Annihilator in iPhoto and dedupe in music in iTunes. But when it comes to turning your operating system over to an application that's going to kind of snoop through things and make its own judgments, I'm a little scared about that. So I would have to say, Daryl, I would abstain from recommending any one of those. That's my personal take on it.
Okay.
It's a little scary to me. Joan, did you have something else that popped in your mind?
Just briefly listening.
All right. Chris, did you have another maybe smaller follow-up question? Chris? Chris, can you hear me? Daryl, can you hear me?
I can, Scotty.
Looks like maybe Chris
Yeah,
froze.
man. I finally.
Chris, we're having trouble hearing you.
Yeah, I can't hear.
Okay, go again, Chris.
Yeah.
I think we're good now.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, man. I was finally able to convince the good folks that I work for that I wanted to stop using my own personal Mac computer thing when I got.
All
So
right.
I just got a brand new MacBook Pro, top of the line Cadillac, right?
Yeah.
Some funny things have been happening, man. I don't, I've been using Mac now, probably 7, 8, 9 years,
Yeah.
and I just some weird things just started to happen with my Mac computer. Like for instance, the other day I was in the studio recording some stuff, and then all of a sudden my speaker stopped working. And I went to Google and turned nothing was working. And then I unplugged it just to test them again, and sure enough, they worked again.
Okay. That's
Am I crazy? Am I,
no, anything can happen. That sounds related to the audio drivers. So if you ever have a situation where the speakers go out, the first thing you want to do is make changes to the plist file of the application. So this is what I mean by this. Let's say if how do I say it? Let's say Safari's not working correctly. All right. When Safari doesn't work, most of the time that's related to a file called the plist file. The plist file is a preference file. Now, if you make a change to something, that preference file is caused to be rewritten. So in your case, if the speakers go out, we want to go make an adjustment to the speakers right then and there. And what I would do if the speakers go out, the first thing, I'm going to open up System Preferences, I'm going to go into Sound, and I'm going to make a change, even though I don't need to make a change. Here I am in Sound. And I'm going to switch the input to line in. Now, you might not hear me for a second. Now, I'm back. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. Anybody? Thumbs up? Okay. So I just made a change. In other words, by doing that, I rewrote information on the plist file. And that may fix the issue. That's the first thing to do, is just make little changes, small changes. If that doesn't work, if you're still having problems with, say, sound, then that's when you actually go in and throw away certain plist files. Really, you got two problems here. I mean, the problem is one of two things always. It's either hardware or software. So you have to do things to figure out, is the problem hardware or is the problem software? And you ask yourself certain questions. Now, if your sound went out, do you have a test user, Chris, on your machine? Probably not.
I'm sorry, Scotty.
Do you have a test user on your machine?
Do I have what?
Okay, well, look at the top right hand of my machine. I'm logged in as a person called admin.
No, I don't.
That's my name. But I also have a test user. So if something's going wrong, and it's really, really going wrong,
Okay.
one of the things I can do is with my test user, log into the test user, use my sound equipment. If I'm still having the same problems, then the problem is not my problem, the problem is the computer problem. Or the operating system problem.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so when you have a problem like that, some of the best ammunition you can use is having that second, or having a test user for yourself. You never go in and do anything, check your email, surf the web, unless you're having problems. So let's say Safari's crashing all the time. Safari's crashing. I need to go to the test user and see if Safari's crashing there. If Safari is crashing there, then the problem is global to the computer. If the Safari's fine there, then I know that the problem is inside my hidden library folder, because that's the only folder that's really unique to me that has to do with Safari. And there's some things that we can do to make the computer a little bit more healthy, and I'll go over those things with you. Joan, yes?
No, I see a thing that's not checked. It says use ambient noise reduction. Should that be checked?
Well, what that means is if I have, let's say I've got my window open, let's say, and there's cars going past me, and so there's a loud rumble behind me. What that would do, if I check that, is it would mute my voice as often as it could to drop out the background sound. What I have found, though, is when you do that, sometimes you're going to miss the first one or two words of when I start speaking again. And that's for anybody. So generally, you don't really need to do that.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Anybody got anything else? Chris, we gotta connect up too with our session time, because I'm a little tight on time with what we've got scheduled tomorrow. Daryl, do you have another issue? All right.
No screen.
All right. Well, cool. Then I'm just going to take this time to talk to Chris just personally here for a second.